Do you have sound now? It's showing that I have sound on my computer. I had to disconnect the fancy microphone. Let's see, do I have sound now? Let me know, folks, and I'll start over. All right, I'm going to assume that I have sound since it's showing me sound down on my... It's showing sound here, so... Do we have sound yet? Testing. You know how a sound man counts to 4? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, testing, 1, 2, 3. Do I have sound? Do I have sound now? Yes, we have sound. I'm going to start over. Oh, wow. Boy, this has been an interesting time. I first started with this morning, as I talked before I started here, that I didn't have a camera. Maybe I need to... I tried to hire an engineer, but my friend Robert says he's not an electrical engineer and he would be no good. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to afford an engineer anyway. No idea why we didn't have sound. This is not good. Not good. How is the sound, by the way? Because I'm using my other microphone, but I'm trying to figure it out. All right, so I ran to set up. Normally I start about 9:15 getting things ready, kind of figuring out what I'm going to talk about. And I turned my camera on and it didn't work because I forgot to turn it off yesterday. So one of the things I talked about before I found that I didn't have any sound was that my daughter calls my wife most Sundays, and it was great to hear the laughter upstairs. She caught her fish. Her dad was not particularly good at taking her out and finding her ways to fish or hunt or any of that sort of thing, so it's great that her girlfriend has taught her how to catch a fish. Alyssa Sue, proud of you. So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to do our normal pleases and thank yous. I'm going to talk a little bit about the tech. I guess we're going to talk more about the tech. I'm going to talk about walking today, because walking is wonderful, more than anything else. That's what we're going to talk about. So I'm glad it's better than it was a couple days ago, Cindy. I'm way closer to the microphone now, and I'm actually talking to this computer, which I believe is there. I'll try to figure out what's going on. I love you all for sticking with me as I go through this. I found as a radio DJ that sometimes it's more fun when things fall apart because you get to watch me sweat. Yeah. There's something about watching other people in pain and agony that's kind of fun. So we're going to talk a lot about walking today. I just finished a walk with Dasher Dog. It's raining in Boise. It's kind of mediocrely ugly, not particularly kind of gray. It kind of fits a lot of people's mood. So what can you do to cheer up? One of the things that's fascinating to me is when I read about creatives, lots of creatives from Thoreau to Stephen King and on walking, apparently Aristotle and Da Vinci. When they got stuck, when they got to that point where they just couldn't figure something out, they would walk. There's huge benefits to walking, and it's something that I do. I now walk because I have time. I now walk not once but twice a day. I go out and I walk about a half mile, so maybe a mile total. Not a lot. Takes me roughly, I don't know, probably 45 minutes, half an hour sometimes, depending on how fast I'm walking with the dog. But there are huge benefits to walking, and a lot of us have some extra time, so let's talk about walking. So if you walk, you perambulate, you saunter, you use locomotion. You step, so what you need to do is you step away from screen. Don't take your phone. Don't take your phone. Don't plug your earphones in. Don't let your phone tell you that it's got 50,000 messages and all that stuff. Step away from the screen for a half an hour and just walk. Get up off that couch. Put some damn clothes on. That'll be good for your neighbors. And just get out and walk with purpose. What is that purpose? You can walk to well, I guess you can't walk to a drive-thru. You're just going to have to walk. I was going to say you could walk and go to the bank or something, but we can't do that because we can't walk through. So just get out and wander. I love to wander. In fact, I think I'm going to make a challenge for myself to take a camera with me on today's walk this afternoon. And I'm going to challenge myself to find something interesting, and I will post it tomorrow on tomorrow's show, what I found on my walk. That's assuming I find something, but I'm usually pretty good at finding something, especially in the rain. I love rain. Rain, water, rivers, waterfalls, lakes, beaches. I'm really fond of water. It's one of my very favorite things to take photographs. If you're on my page much, you know that you'll almost guaranteed that in any given month I'm going to go someplace where there's water. I'll miss it. I'm missing it right now. My friend Cindy McClaskey asked everybody to post beach pictures today, and I posted one of my favorites, one of my very favorite photographs of all time that I took in Bandon, Oregon last week. So get out and wander. Why? Because emotion is lotion. I heard that from, I believe, Joe Freiberger told me that motion is lotion. If you pay attention and listen to your friends, they will tell you a lot of really, really good things. So, my friend Mark asked me if I found TP this morning. I did find TP. No, my camera is not my phone, Cindy. I actually have when your camera is your phone. Here, let's bring this up. Here's a good question from Cindy. She asked that if your camera is your phone, can you not take your phone? Well, take your phone, but use it as a camera, not as a phone. So can you turn the phone part off and use just the camera? I think you can. That's a great question, Cindy. I'm not quite sure how that works, but yeah, you're right. Now that everybody's phones are their cameras, you have to take your camera with you because it's your phone. Turn the phone part off, or just turn all the notifications off. In fact, one of the things I do to keep sane in these current times is I've turned off virtually all my notifications. My phone doesn't sit and buzz and beep and rattle at me anymore. The only notifications I have are for messages from my family. So if you send me an email, or you send me a text, or you send me something and I don't respond, it's because I don't know it's there. Check my email once a day, and that's it. It keeps me saner because there's almost never great news in emails. Almost always somebody who wants me to do something or sell something. So turn your notifications off if you do take your phone out. So there's a solution to that, Cindy. What do you think about that? So a walk and golf doesn't count, by the way. Golf is a good walk spoiled. I can't remember who said that. It might have very well have been the great Arnold Palmer. So walking or golfing doesn't count. Can you golf now? I don't know. Are the golfers out? Can they stay 6 feet apart on the carts? Anybody know about golf? I don't know about how that recreational stuff works. So let's talk about the advantages of taking a walk. It increases your heart rate. Your pulmonary rate goes up. You work out your heart, and that's amazing. Some of you know I've had a little bit of a health scare, and my pulmonary circumstances are not as good as they should be, so walking is really good for me. It also, because you've increased your blood flow, it reduces the risk of stroke and heart attacks. Isn't that amazing? It also is really, really good in helping the management of things like hypertension, diabetes, that sort of thing. It says here it's great for joint and muscle stiffness, which I suffer for. It will boost your immune. It will boost your immune function. That means walking with your pants half off, right? No. It will boost your immune functions. So that's a wonderful thing. So you get out and walk, you're going to be less likely to get this crazy virus if you get out there. And it's very, very true. It increases your mood. I can sometimes be grumpy and not feeling very good, and my wonderful little black dog Dasher comes and she puts her head on the bed like this and she just stares at me. Well, I know when she gives me that look that I got to go get the leash and we got to go walk. And I'll tell you, there are lots of days I would not walk if it wasn't for that wonderful little Dasher dog dragging me out. Chloe was also very good at making me walk. Between them, when I had them both, we had great walks, and we still have very good walks. As I said, I go out even in the rain. I went out this morning. We didn't walk very far. We did probably a quarter mile because I was kind of a little bit behind this morning. So these are great trips. The other thing about, and I talked a little bit about that earlier, is walking stimulates creative thinking. That's if you take your headphones off and you're not walking. If you just walk, it opens up your mind because you have to see, you have to pay close enough attention to walk and not fall down. And by doing that, it gives you an opportunity to open your mind up. It's really good for blocking, for stopping writer's block. I think I talked to you about Stephen King earlier. He uses it. It's one of his recommendations on writing, that if you're blocked, to get out and take a walk. It's fantastic. For me, if I spend a lot of time working on computer files, on taking a bit of time to do post-processing, and I just get to that point where my brain doesn't work and I'm not clicking very well, get up, walk around. Even if all I do is walk to Chez Kitchen for a bit of coffee, or around to La Bathroom to do what I do there, just get up, move, ambulate, perambulate, wander, locomote, whatever it is you do to get yourself moving. It's very important. Now, how do you do that? Well, it's pretty simple. Instead of driving your car, walk. So if you have to go to the store, if you have to wander down to Rite Aid to pick up a prescription, instead of driving your car, walk. Not like you don't have the time, right? You got plenty of time. So drop the keys off and just take a walk. One thing I used to do a lot when I was getting out and about more, I would park way, way away. I'd park in the corner of a parking lot and walk in and out. It's only maybe an extra 100, 200 steps, but it does matter a lot if you do that a lot. Don't take the elevator at work. Take the stairs. That will help a huge amount, especially if you're walking up, a couple of flights of stairs at my age. I've certainly got my heart rate working. It's a great, great way to get yourself going. So, what do you think about that, folks? I'm kind of behind on my... Cindy's going to take a walk today. I love that. Thank you. Here we go. So I'm going to talk a little bit about... I've got this out of order, but yesterday I was lucky enough that I'm trying to buy a house, and I'm not sure. What do you think about buying a house now? Is that just a disastrous idea? I got to be honest. I'm kind of thinking that I'm not going to buy a house currently. I live in the house I grew up in. I bought it from my father roughly 20 years ago, and it's 2 stories, and it's big. It's way too big for my wife and I, and we have planned to buy another one and move, and then take some time to fix this up. But I don't think now is a particularly good time to buy a house. I think the markets are going to be affected by unemployment. I think that we're going to see some trouble, and I'm not sure that buying a house now, especially keeping one, is a good idea. When I went out with my niece Summer, she is a wonderful woman. It was so wonderful, but it was really hard because we couldn't give each other hugs, and it made me sad. So, but tell me what you think about buying a house in the current market. It's totally off the topic, I know, but you guys are all smart, and I need your help. And then we went and picked up food. Great, called it in, picked it up on the curb. It was a lonely situation. The person who handles our food was very, very happy that we were able to do that. Support a local business if you can. It's kind of a splurge for us, but we got in and out for probably $25, including tip for the 2 of us. That's not bad. So I'll cook tonight. I think I'm going to do a frittata. So one of the things that you all asked me to do is maybe discuss a photograph. I'm not sure how I'm doing on time, but I think... Oh yeah, there we go. I'm in about 15 minutes in. I try to keep these to 20, so let's talk about a photograph. If I can find this one here. There you go. So I posted this photograph yesterday. And I often post photographs that I personally like, that they're good for me, but I'm not sure the general public will like. This is the case with this one. I often will get 80 or maybe 100 likes on an image, a particularly good one, like something from the Bandon might get a couple hundred. I believe this one's still in the teens, maybe the 20s. So what is it about this that you don't find as visually appealing? Is it because it's stark? Is it because it's the colors? I'm not really sure why. I'll tell you why I like it. I love ghost signs. I love signs that indicate something that no longer happens. The way that brick is covered up, where you can't, where obvious the place where you used to pick things up is now bricked up. I find some irony there. I find even a little bit of humor. My friend Michael Margulies asked me if I'm picking up supplies or a date. See, I like that. I like the interplay between the sign, its boldness, and the starkness of the brick. So that's why I took a picture of that, and that's why I posted it. Much to my chagrin, it was not particularly enjoyed. Obviously, this is probably not going to be something I print. and probably not something I will sell. So, what do you think of this segment, folks? Should I keep talking about my photographs? I'm honestly running out of things to say. I don't get out. I really intended this to be a discussion of my crazy world, but my crazy world has shrunk to my basement, my kitchen, and my lovely wife. And after tomorrow, she'll go back to work. So it'll be just the dog, and the dog never says anything interesting. So, all right, folks, that was fun. I'm going to post a link to my YouTube channel. They are now all of my about the last 7 or 8 have uploaded. If you want, I noticed I've gotten 4 or 5 people who have gone to my channel and joined it. My friend Nancy McIntosh has joined and subscribed, so that's fun. Well, if for some reason you missed one, or you want to catch up on one, or you want to go back and hear what I said a couple of days ago and watched how this is slowly evolved and devolved and changed and shifted around, well, you can go to my YouTube channel and find them. I think you can also find them occasionally on the. I think you can search for them on YouTube or on Facebook, but Facebook's search is not very good. So I'll post that link just here in a minute. Oh, okay, Cindy, I'll do that. Ah, there you go. You can see me again. I'm not sure why Cindy Marlowe wants to see my face, but I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. So, folks, here it is, the end of this show. Tomorrow I'm going to show you my studio setup. I'm kind of proud of it, and we'll talk about that. Got anything else you want me to talk about? Let me know in the comments whether or not you'd like me to continue to talk about photographs. I have roughly 100,000 of them, so I can probably go for a while and do that. Is there anything else you want me to talk about? You want me to talk about my frittata that I'm going to try to make tonight. I've never made a frittata, but we've got some eggs, some farm fresh eggs from a friend of Belinda's, and I've got some fresh green beans, and I found a Martha Stewart recipe for corn fresh green bean frittata. I'm going to try that. So maybe I'll talk to you all about that tomorrow. This is David Arday. I call these Heard Over Coffee. And I'm not going to play that sound effect because I'm not sure how bad it will be. I'm going to do what I used to always do. I'm just going to tell you, I'll see you tomorrow, and I'm out.